Sodomite, Phoenician goddess of love, sex, war, and hunting, who developed from the Mesopotamian deity Inanna or Ishtar. She is usually associated with the storm god Baal or Baal, but seems to have been much more popular. She traveled to Egypt through trade, where she was adopted as a war deity and consort of Set. She was associated with war in the Levant prior to her arrival in Egypt, but stories concerning her usually emphasize her skill in hunting and aspects of her relationship with Baal or the god El. She is often depicted with horses and chariots after her arrival in Egypt as a beautiful naked woman, sometimes with wings or horns, as she was in Canaanite or Phoenician regions, which is also associated with her dove, bee, and lion. She traveled from Phoenicia and then Egypt via a trade throughout the Mediterranean and was clearly quite popular based on the number of temples, which we call today strip clubs, raised in her honor. She is thought to have informed the development of the Greek goddess Artemis and Aphrodite, the Roman Venus, as well as the Haran goddess Saska, among others. Astarte is also known as Asart, Athart, and in the Bible, Athroth, consort of Baal, quote unquote, Lord, and is condemned along with him as a false god by the prophet Elijah, as well as others, including Jeremiah, for drawing people away from the worship of Yahweh, or the Most High, the God of Israel.
Now, wait a minute. When they say God is good, I know it is so. I go. See, there's a few that don't know. May I have your attention? I go. One more time up top. I go. Yes, my God. I want to. You already know who I serve, and that's the Lord.
It's quite funny when he says he serves the Lord. He serves Baal. He doesn't serve the Lord or the scriptures or the people of the book. The Most High condones sodomite or sodomy. That's why it's important to understand which God do you serve in context. The God of Israel does not condone these types of ritualistic practices and sexual immorality. And it's all in the scriptures. A lot of people do not have a reading comprehension, or to the fact that they do not want to see, like in the movie The Matrix, ignorance is bliss. A lot of people do not want to put in the work or effort to understand or find truth, because this is a pro-truth channel.
For that ovation, we don't stand up here alone. As we know, it takes a village, it takes a community. We stand up here today as two people who have worked tirelessly to have resources and access. As two people willing to use our microphones for what we believe and what other families are going through. I'm intentional when I use my platform. I recognize what I've been given, and it is my job to uplift the voices of others and share my access and resources. I want to take this moment to publicly speak to our daughter Zaya.
So we're in the 5 books of Moses, or the Torah. And it says, Deuteronomy 22:5, the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do are an abomination unto the Lord thy God. As we can see, his son was biologically born a male or a boy. So it is the responsibility of the parents to upbring that child in righteousness. And as we can see, Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, the witch, quote unquote, they're not doing that. They are abomination, because that's unnatural. A child at that age should not have the choice to decide whether he wants to be a quote unquote boy or girl. You are what you are biologically. Do we see animals changing their perception or what they are? It seems like the animal kingdom gets it right. A lion doesn't become a zebra, or a zebra doesn't become a lion.
Zaya, as your father, all I've wanted to do was get it right. I've sat back and watched how gracefully you've taken on the public scrutiny. And even though it's not easy, I watched you walk out of that house every morning as yourself. I admire how you've handled the ignorance in our world. I admire it that you face every day. To say that your village is proud of you is an understatement. Thank you for showing me that there's more than just one way to communicate effectively. You taught me that communication with my mouth isn't enough. I have to also communicate with my 2 ears and my 2 eyes. As your father, my job isn't to create a version of myself or direct your future.
I believe he's wrong in that aspect. You are supposed to direct the future of your children. I mean, like father, like son, but in his world, not even close. So in the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So now we're in the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor thy mother and father, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, that thou mayest live long on the earth. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord.
My role is to be a facilitator to your hopes, your wishes, your dreams.
So now we're at Proverbs chapter 23, verse 12 through 14. Apply thy heart unto the instruction, and thy ears to the words of knowledge. Withhold not the correction from the child, for if thou beateth him with the rod, he shall not die. Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shall deliver his soul from hell or Sheol. But in the case of Dwayne Wade, he is a Luciferian. Okay? They do not adhere to the God of the Bible or the God of Israel. So they venerate Lucifer on the left-hand side or path, which equals sinister. And these are just my opinions and observations.
Zaya, you've made me a better human just simply by being who you were born to be, our baby girl.
So now we're at the etymology of the word warlock. Old English warlock, traitor, liar, enemy, devil. From where faith, fidelity, a compact, agreement, covenant. And we all should be aware that these influencers or entertainers, they all have to sign an oath or a covenant with Baal or Hasatan, right? And it states solemn, promise, vow. Second element is an agent noun related to Leogen, to lie. And compare Old English, warlaga, deceiver, liar.
By being who you were born to be, our baby girl, Zaya Wade. So baby, thank you for showing the world what courage looks like. I'm proud that I was chosen to stand in place as your father. And thank you so much to the NAACP for this incredible honor.
Thank you, Derek and the NAACP. It's humbling to stand here surrounded by friends and heroes, OGs and icons, all working to advance the lives of Black people and pay respect to an organization that has led us through over a century of relentless challenge, pain, triumph, and change. And now stands with us again at the foot of a very new era of activism. A new era that demands our collective answer to one simple question. Will we fight for some, or will we fight for all of our people?
So now we'll be reading from Psalms chapter 37, a psalm of David. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither thou envious against the workers of iniquity, which is sin. They shall be soon cut down like the grass and withered as a green herb. Trust in the Most High and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Most High, and he shall give thee